Now, I think Todd and his team chose me to kick off this day because, first of all, I am a human energizer bunny. That's what I am for a living. And I live each day with what I call an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Todd and his team wanted me to give you a jolt, so I'm going to give you a jolt. Secondly, this conference is in Las Vegas, and I'm the ultimate symbol of what great things can be achieved in this magical city. Because here's the deal. You got to learn from the best. And these are the 9 rules of Donald Trump, which became the 9 rules of Allyn Root, which changed my life. So here they are. Number 1, first you have to always aim for the stars, to the point where people think you're crazy. Number 2, you got to believe. If you don't believe in you, you have no chance. If you don't believe in your dream, you have no chance. If you can't see it, if you can't feel it, if you can't touch it, if you can't taste it, you aren't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it happen. Number 3, you've gotta be a storyteller. No one cares about facts. People are bored by facts. You have to tell stories, personal stories that you've lived. Number 4, you've gotta be relentless. Much more important than brains or IQ or an Ivy League degree. You gotta be obsessed. You gotta be relentless. I am an obsessed, intense maniac. 24 hours a day, I out-hustle and I outwork everybody. And I attack after I set a goal like an animal. And I make miracles happen. Things that are supposed to be impossible become possible. Next is risk taker. You gotta be a risk taker to be successful. Everything I've ever done has been a massive risk. Number 5, you gotta be a self-promoter. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, just like Trump. Be proud of your talents, be proud of your achievements, scream from the highest mountains. You can't be shy, you can't be afraid to toot your own horn. Notice Trump isn't shy, is he? And I'm not shy either, because if you don't tell people how talented you are and what you've achieved, nobody else will, and no one will know of your talents. Number 6, utilize free media. Do you recognize all of these? These are the hallmarks of Trump. Always get articles in the media, interviews in the media, and let the media brand you, and it's worth millions of dollars of free advertising. And every step of my success in life, it's been articles in the media and TV interviews that propelled my success and gave me credibility. Number 7, utilize celebrity. You must surround yourself with celebrity, and when you do, you become a celebrity. Number 8, show and tell. When you were in 3rd grade, you could tell someone, my father's a superhero, and they'd laugh at you, right? But if you bring him to show and tell, and he really is a superhero, they're all blown away. They're impressed. You gotta make a kick-ass video showing people how you're gonna make your dream come true and convincing them they should do it with you. But as I leave today, I'm gonna tell you the story that is the reason I came here today. The ultimate risk-taking story for a conference called Risk on 360. You can't make it if you don't risk. So here it is. I call this story, Throw Grandpa from the Plane. My grandfather, Norm, comes to me one day and says, he's a lifelong blue-collar guy. He worked in a print shop his whole life, and now he's been retired for 20 years. He's anonymous, and no one knows who he is. His whole life, he's lived in anonymity. And he sees me on TV all the time, at this point, talking sports. And he says, Wayne, grandson, I love you. You're famous. You're on TV all the time. Every time I turn on the news, you're on. I want to be like you. Next, 6 months from now, my next birthday, I'm turning 92 years old. Before I die, I want my birthday gift. You have to make me famous. 92 years old, print shop, blue collar, never famous a day in his life. He drops this on my shoulders, right? So I went home and I thought about it. I said, what could I do to make my 92-year-old grandfather famous? And I came back and I said, Grandpa, if you're willing, you and I are gonna do a grandfather-grandson skydive out of an airplane. And I said, are you willing to do it? Because I'll make you famous if you're willing to do it. And he says, son, I'm gonna do it because if I die, I'm already halfway to heaven. So I applied all the same rules I just taught you that I used to become a TV host, that I used to become a presidential candidate and a vice presidential nominee, and now a political talk show host. And I created a video of Grandpa, and I interviewed him, and I edited it in such a way that he was the sweetest old man you've ever met, and so sensitive, and so nice, and really genuinely just wanted to taste fame, his 15 minutes of fame. And I sent that video to media all over the United States for literally 4 months in a row before the big day. And I hounded them relentlessly, and I told you, you gotta be a storyteller. I knew we had a great story because the media would love that angle. So here's the result. We jumped out of an airplane together. We landed on a field in Los Angeles, and when we landed, there were 30 news organizations from around the country and around the world. 30. And we landed, because they asked us to land at a certain time, we landed at 4:57 p.m. Los Angeles time so that Grandpa could lead off the Los Angeles NBC Evening News live, where he proceeded to tell the girl who was the anchor woman, "You're very beautiful, honey. You and I should go on a date." And she says, "I'm sorry, but I'm married." And he says, "That's okay. We can work around that." That's my grandpa, okay? So we leave the interview live on NBC and the 30 news organizations. We get in a limo that's been provided by the Rosie O'Donnell Show. This was 1996. We get in the limo and we go to the airport and we fly first class to Rosie's show in New York to showcase Grandpa to the nation. And this is the first time he's ever been in a limo in 92 years, and the first time he's ever flown first class in 92 years. And we get to the Rosie O'Donnell show, and Rosie calls him out in front of the audience, and he comes out, and she wheels out a cake with 92 candles, and Rosie O'Donnell and the entire audience sing happy birthday to my grandfather in front of 16 million people. Is that famous? And in the green room, waiting to come out next, it just happens to be his favorite actress, Drew Barrymore. When he goes back into the green room with me, Drew Barrymore had watched the entire thing on TV in the green room, and she says, "You're my hero. Can you be my grandpa?" And Grandpa just wanted to faint, right? You thought he was gonna lose it. And then he goes outside. We're about to leave. We're getting back in the limo. Who gets out of a limo coming to be a guest? His favorite show is Golden Girls, and the star of Golden Girls is Estelle Getty, who at that point must have been 90 years old too. And she comes over and hugs Grandpa and says she was watching the show as she's going to the show in the limo. She's watching it in the car, and she can't believe what a hero he is, and you're my hero. Now we got on an airplane on the way home, and he tells the pilot that he just jumped out of an airplane. The pilot, in the middle of the flight, announces to everyone, "Can everyone on this plane sing happy birthday? It's the 92nd birthday of a guy, Norm Johnson, who just jumped out of an airplane with his grandson and just appeared on the Rosie O'Donnell show." The whole plane sings happy birthday. We get home, he's presented with the key to the city of Pasadena. Blue Cross Blue Shield names him the ageless wonder of the United States of America. The post office starts delivering not mail, but bags of mail addressed to Norm Johnson in Pasadena with no address, and they found him. And in that mail was over 30 marriage proposals. In the next few weeks, 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds jump out of airplanes inspired by my grandfather. One big risk changed Grandpa's ordinary, anonymous life. How did it all happen? Relentless work, relentless hustle, relentless energy, relentless promotion, relentless enthusiasm, relentless courting of the media and free media, relentless storytelling, because a great story is memorable and it changes lives forever. And finally, relentless risk. Grandpa took one big risk and one giant leap of faith jumping out of an airplane, and he changed his life. My plan was so good, it made a 92-year-old retired print shop employee a celebrity and media star overnight, and made his life before he died 1 year later. And by the way, in case you're wondering, 1 year later he came to me and said, "What are we doing for my 93rd birthday?" And I said, "We're gonna race cars, grandfather, grandson," and we raced cars at 150 miles an hour at the Fontana racetrack outside of Los Angeles and made the front of the Los Angeles Times. So this was a great story, I hope, and a great jolt to start your day and inspire your life. Have a great day. Always remember, in this great country, in this great city of dreams, Las Vegas, with the right attitude and the right energy and the right risk, anything is possible. God bless you and have a great day.